Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and to all who are here. Welcome back to Kingdom Group's Coffee Talk. And I'm glad that all of you came back and participated in our Coffee Talk. And our topic for tonight will be Taxation 101. Okay? To let everyone know that this topic for tonight is actually this is a rerun topic for tonight, and it's due to high demand, because we have received a lot of PMs in our mail saying that they would want us to bring back this topic. So hence, we will be talking about this topic tonight. Right? As now is a season of giving, or shall I say, is a season of reporting to LHDN again. So, without further ado, I really hope that all of you are very settled now, in your couches, on your sofas, or maybe comfortable on your bed, right? Let us bring back Taxation 101, a rerun session. So I hope all of you enjoy it. And here we go. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Kingdom Group Talk. It's really good to have all of you here today, and thank you so much for joining us. And of course, we look forward to continue to do more live sessions like this with support from everyone. So before I miss this out, in case if you guys don't know, our live sessions for the whole of May will be Wednesday and Friday at 2 p.m. All right. So really appreciate it if you can share with your friends, your relatives, with your families. So do come join us. All right. As we know, for every session of our coffee talk, we will have people from various industries to share with us. What's happening now, pre-MCO, post-MCO, and what are the current issues that is interesting to the audience. You can let us know. We will be doing it weekly, twice a week. All right. So all of us know embracing the new normal is what we are doing in our everyday lives. Okay? And this changes not only our lives, but it also affect the changes in but it also affect the changes in multiple sectors of businesses out there, and consumer activities are also changing and evolving. But what doesn't change is paying our taxes. Yeah, that's right, paying our taxes. So that's our topic for today, Taxation 101. So without further ado, let me bring in Mr. Huat, Tan Huat. Let us invite him in.
Hi, Clement. How are you?
Hi, Huat. How are you today?
Good.
Good, huh? Feeling great, huh?
Yeah, waiting for to go happy hour.
So
Alone.
maybe
Alone.
after this we can do happy hour video call. Okay, so let
Yes.
me introduce our guest for today, Mr. Tan Huat, or affectionately we call him Huat. All right. He is a chartered accountant in Malaysia and Australia who has practiced for almost 14 years. He's currently a professional accounting practitioner who provides audit, tax, and advisory services for locals as well as overseas clients. Okay, and all his clients' industry range from manufacturing, plantation, construction, you name it, he does it. His clients are from a very wide wide range of industry. He's also one of the pioneer groups of tax practitioners that qualified as GST tax agent, but of course now is SST as we all know it. Okay, Yoon started his career in EY, or known as Ernst and Youngs in Malaysia. Okay, in EY he was involved in audit services for local and overseas clients from various industries as well, and he has been involved also in providing cross-border tax advisory services. All right, that means all this is for companies operating in foreign countries. He advises them on corporate tax, indirect tax, and GST, but now SST matters, as well as transaction-based tax planning. Right? So that is our guest speaker for today, Mr. Yoon Huat. Yoon Huat, anything to add? I mean, did I miss out anything?
No, actually, Clement. Shall we?
Yep. All right. So
Yeah.
since this is taxation 101, let me just go off the topic a little bit before we go into the main topic. I mean, now during the current COVID-19 thing, is there any cash assistance given out for individuals affected by it?
Yes, Clement. In fact, in the recent announcement by our Finance Minister, Tengku Zafro, he mentioned that the government is actually reopening up those that missed out in the first round of the one-time cash disbursement, that to ask them you can appeal and apply so that you can entitle for this one-off cash disbursement. For household income, for household whose individual income is 4,000 below, you are entitled for 1,006 worth of cash given out. And then for household earnings that it's between 4,000 to 8,000 a month, you are entitled a one-off cash disbursement of 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then for individual, if your income is below 2,000, you are entitled for 800 ringgit one-off cash disbursement. And another, for those individual who earns from 2,000 to 4,000, you will get a cash disbursement of 500. For
500.
those who are currently pursuing a higher education or are pursuing their tertiary studies, so you get a 200 cash disbursement. While for good news also, for Grab drivers, you are given a 500 cash disbursement.
All right. So meaning e-hailing for all the e-hailing lah,
Yes.
right?
Grab,
If
Uber, no, Uber is not no longer here. Yeah, just Grab or maybe My Taxi. Oh, another thing, bear in mind, Clement and myself, we are not related to Grab or any one of them. We're not doing any application.
All right. So coming back to tax, all right, let's delve into the topic that we want to talk about. Is there a deadline now for filing our taxes, due to the situation right now, the current situation?
Okay, in the current situation, if you're talking about Form B, right? Form BE, your due date, it's already passed. The due date is actually 30th of April.
Okay.
But good news is LHDN has extended a 2 months leeway or grace period for you, extension of time, that you can file your tax for Form BE latest by 30th June 2020.
30th June 2020 lah. So meaning
Yes.
it's end of this month.
No.
Oh, sorry, next month.
2 months. Yeah, next month.
Okay, great. So how do I start? What type of forms should I be using? Or or another thing is it only solely online now, or can I still do it manually offline? And what forms should I use?
Okay. Since a couple of years back, LHDN has actually abolished any manual form submission. So all the tax filings has to done online through their e-filing website.
Solely online. That means no more
Yes.
manual. All right.
Unless you have those that coming into 20054 and all those that, yes, that could be manual, but in recent years, 100% e-filing.
All right.
Okay. And in coming back to your questions, Clement, regarding the type of forms that you're looking at, I categorize the forms in 3 categories. Number 1, it's Form BE. Form BE to be used by individuals without business income. Okay, Form B is actually for individual with business income. And then the very last special categories is actually the other type of forms. Could be Form PT for LLP, limited liability partnerships, Form C for companies, and Form P for partnerships. Those are special type of form. Generally, I think today our focus will be Form BE, which is for individual with no business income.
Okay, but yeah, okay, Ken. But of course, as we go along, if there's any questions like for people who are from SMEs or anything, we will open it to the floor,
Okay, sure.
Help us out with it. So moving forward,
Okay.
Where do I start? What do I refer to actually when I want to do my taxes?
Okay.
Is it
okay? There are 2 particular source documents that by right now, for those who are currently employed, you will be given a Form EA form to actually state your income. And for those who are agents, dealer, or distributor earning a commission or incentive, then you'll be given a form called CP58, which stated your gross earning for the year.
So generally, it's these two forms. One is
Yes.
for employment and one is for people who
Agents or dealer, yeah.
Yeah, like for me, for example, is CP58 right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So let's look at the EA form. What are the things that I should look out for when I do my taxes? Based on the EA form.
Okay, well, if you look at EA form comparatively, if you look at EA form, there's a lot of columns. I always tell people that there are a few columns that you need to be aware of. Number one is actually gross salary column, which tells you how much in terms of gross salary you are getting. Second one will be another thing is called fees. That could be your director fees. There could be any of fees paid by the company to you. Third one is bonus that you get from the company. And also one important thing that I see years to years, a lot of people, sometimes they forgot to put in is actually benefit in kind. One of the common one is the company car that they enjoy. The company give them a company car. They forgot to add it in tax return. And also sometimes if the company do provide accommodation or childcare or etc. So you have in as well. So just refer to your EA form, okay? And also one of the important component is actually PCB paid. Of course, likewise, LHDN also smart. They ask you to pay installment, just like hire purchase. But the so-called the installment for tax is called PCB. So you also have to look at that. That tells you how much tax you have paid. Another item that we look at sometimes is actually zakat for those who are contributing. Okay.
All right.
Also, another things that is EPF and SOXO. That how much have you contributed as you yourself as an employee? Okay. One item that I want to take this opportunity to highlight that I see a lot of company they actually don't know how to utilize this. It's actually how to give up tax exempt allowance prerequisite gifts and benefit to employees.
Okay.
So usually a lot of companies actually don't know how to give something to employee. It's allowable under the law to actually expect them in the employee's hand. So this is something that a lot of people forget to actually look into or do some tax planning for it.
Oh, especially like you said, like you mentioned, the allowances, prerequisite gifts, and this column this part
Yeah, sometimes I think in a year you're allowed to give 6,000 of traveling allowance to your staff, but of course there will be terms and conditions. So do look at a big ruling for it.
Okay, great. So then that was the EA form part. So now what about the CP58? I mean, is it any different? Is it any different? The things that you should look
compared to CP58, right? Compare CP58 with EA form. CP58 is much more straightforward. It's lesser item to disclose. Basically, it just generally contains of two categories. Number one is your commission or incentive that you get in terms of cash value. That's one. The second columns is actually the second group of things will be value of non-monetary incentive, which is basically things that you receive from the company that don't have a monetary value. Okay, so it could be a vehicle, a house, traveling.
Okay. So gifts, for example. So what about the gifts part? Yeah.
Gifts part could be a free sample. Like for example, if AIA were to give out a free diary to you, so Clement, AIA is not going to give it up to you for free. They are claiming the tax deduction. Therefore, you got to take in the diary that you receive from AIA as a gifts to you.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I think that is very clear. So any other income that we should consider filing? I mean, are those the only things?
Actually, in terms of moving forward, in terms of the other items that we have to consider in terms of the part of the income is actually rental income that a lot of us do get some passive, like usually at these categories, I do call a bit of passive income or side income. So usually rule of thumb is what other side income you're getting. It could be rental income. It could be items, others income gain items such as interest, discount, royalties, pensions, annuities, periodic payment. But again, they are sometimes they are certain incomes are tax exempt. So please, when you have this special type of passive income, or like we call gains, please
Gains.
look at the LHDN's website. They do have a very clear guidelines on what sort of gains or income are tax exempt.
Yeah, so I would understand that for rental income, right, is for both employee as well as business owner. As long as you have own a property, you have rental income. Is for both, right?
Yes, you have to account for the rental income you actually charge, unless the property is vacant or self-use.
Okay, great.
You're
Then what?
earning.
Okay, great. Then what about donation, gifts, contribution? Because I hear people always say, we donate, just keep on donating, and then it's tax. Is you can claim your taxes. You can claim your taxes.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that is something that the government started with as to encourage that, yeah, the tax deduction part is true. But throughout the years, we have been seeing a lot of people get conned by just donating to so-called the wrong agency, or sometimes they are con job. So in a way, right, for usually what I'll tell my client, whether you know a genuine or not, it's very simple. It's just you look at the donation receipt that you get, or they will show you a certificate or donation receipt. So in the donation receipt, you will say that it's the Kecuali Cukai and they have a approval number. So if you get, yes, if you get that kind of supporting documents, that donation, it's allowed for deduction. Again, since 2008, the government put a threshold. The amount of deductions you get from donation is not to be more than 7% of your aggregate income.
Oh, 7%. All right.
Yes,
okay.
That is a limitation. Before 2008, all you want.
So that means prior to that, I mean, the government put it in because prior to that, meaning if I donate 20% of my aggregate income, 30% of my aggregate income, that was what people was doing prior to that.
Yes.
All right, all right. So then do we keep the receipts? I mean, how long do we need to keep the receipts for? I mean, after we do.
For this donation, you have to keep the receipt for at least, you have to keep it for 7 years. If you want to keep longer, it's fine. But usually another tips for those people doing their own personal taxes, do scan those hard copy into electronic, store it in the Dropbox, or if you want, Google Drive, anywhere. That is a piece of advice. So that is your time to look for supporting where LHDN is asking for supporting.
Okay. So if let's just say when we do a donation, but the receipt given does not have an approval number, meaning we cannot file that for taxes, is it?
You can, I wouldn't say you cannot file, I would say you cannot claim for deduction.
All right, all right. So
cannot claim for deductions.
Only approved by LHDN, those Badan Kebajikan.
Yes.
By LHDN.
Yes.
Yeah, so if not, then it'll be literally us doing charity, we not deducting it.
Just
charity.
Yes, just charity.
Okay, thanks, Yoon. So sorry, coming back to the rental income question prior to that, any expenses because rental income is one thing, any expenses that I can offset against my rental income?
Okay. Rule of thumb for this is actually expenses that directly attributable to the rented property that you can claim for deductions. I'll give you an example, such as the interest expense for you to take on a loan to own the property, the interest expense, the term loan interest expense you can claim deductions.
Right.
Maybe management fees as well that you paid for the rented property.
Like
quick rent
condos,
assessment. Yes. Quick rent assessment for the property. And sometimes your tenant asks you to repair and maintain the building, so that you can claim as a deduction as well.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
The tenant, for example, if we have a unit and something is broken or the tiles came out, so we hire somebody to repair it. We can use that as well.
Yes, repair and maintenance. Clement, there's a common mistake that people make when it comes to repair and maintenance, whereby LHDN actually allows you to do repair and maintenance. So that is more towards restoration. For those people who do renovation, that is not allowed. Okay, don't claim renovation for your unit. If you're doing renovation, keep the receipts. You have to wait for your turn to claim it for RPGT when you actually post the property. When actually you do renovation, you're not allowed.
Okay.
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 Before
okay.
I forget, Clement, there's one more thing that people sometimes they forgot. Actually, the agent fees you pay out actually lease out your unit, also you can claim for deductions as well.
That means the real estate agent fees that we
Yes,
pay.
that you paid that. You say, for example, you engage an agent to help you lease it out and pay. For instance, when you engage a lawyer to do the tenancy agreement, you can also claim it because it's directly attributable to that rental property.
Oh, okay. That is something very refreshing to know. All right. So for all of you out there who has got properties, by all means take note of this point. All right. Then some may ask, okay, I have employment income. All right. Anything else to offset my employment income?
Yes, there is. Expenses that are directly attributable to your earnings for this employment, like as in the process of earning employment income. So for example, right, if say for myself, I carry out as a professional accountant. So likewise, all my professional body fees, such as my CANS membership fees, my CPA hours that I incur in maintaining the profession so that I get an income. So those related to my profession, I can claim because those are necessary incur in keeping my membership so that I can earn my employment income.
Okay. So talking about membership, I mean, it's just curious thing. Like in the insurance industry, like for us in the insurance industry, we have the MDRT membership fee, meaning when we do MDRT requirements, we subscribe, we pay a membership fee to be an MDRT, because it's a body of membership, right? So that means I can do it for myself as well, the membership fee.
Okay, membership fees, yes, provided that the badges of the evidence or badge of trades is able to establish that this membership is directly linked to your employment or linked to you in earning your income, accessible income. So that particular item, you can claim it as deductions. So you have to draw, you have to make it a very clear cut, but it's a 50-50 gray area. It's not necessary to have, it's good to have. My advice is, well, you can take the risk, or for prudent basis, if it's not too much, just absorb it.
Correct. Okay. Great advice.
Or
So
even
now,
check to LHDN also is fine.
yeah, I think the best is to check with them, right?
One thing I also help LHDN to share something out that I think will be great advertisement for them. Actually, LHDN's officers, they are not as bad or as scary. So sometimes they are very nice if you just give him a call that I have this and just check it out. Because I think LHDN, from what I can observe, they are doing a good job, that they are become more and more friendly now.
Yeah. I mean, when they paid me a visit in the office, very nice people. Okay. Okay, then coming to life insurance and KWSP, I understand there are some changes compared to previous years, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. In the current YA, which is year assessment, effective year assessment 2019, LHDN actually did one thing that what's it called? In the previous budget, they actually increased the deductions for life insurance and KWSP. So it's from 6,000 to 7,000. But they put in a restriction. Okay. For EPF, you are allowed to claim up to 4,000.
Okay.
And then for life insurance premium, you're allowed to claim for 3,000.
Okay, so that's the totality of 7,000, right?
Yeah. They restrict each component. Last time is 6,000, or you can claim.
Meaning, yeah, for example, last time when it's 6,000, if the EPF is, if I want to do my EPF an example, if I want to do my EPF 1,000, insurance 5,000, total 6,000, no issues, right?
No issue.
That means now they have raised it, but they limited it a little bit because now if my EPF is 1,000, I
Yep.
can 1,000 because maximum 4, and
Yep.
my insurance I can only put in 3,000.
Yes.
Okay, so they raised it, yes, but they
But they
raised.
restrict by categories.
Okay, so take note, people. Everybody who's listening is from 6,000 to 7,000, but there is restriction, right? Okay.
Yes.
So what about public servants? Because I think I've heard also people say public servants. What about this 7,000 bracket for public servants? So is it
If
still the
you
same?
are if you are public servant, right? Because public servant they don't contribute EPF, so it's all 7,000 for life insurance.
Oh, so for public servants, they are allowed all 7,000 for life insurance.
Yes, there's no you don't separate it.
Yep. Okay. So very clear. Previously, we have some flexibility, but now not so much lah because it's the limitations, like what you say, right? So
Yes.
lifestyle. What about lifestyle deduction? What encompasses lifestyle deduction? All right.
Okay. Lifestyle, right? Lifestyle deductions. I give you a bit of history. Last time, I think, if you remember, a couple of years back, you always heard people say, "Yeah, I have to have claim 1,000 for buying books, and you
Yeah.
are given
Yeah.
a computer allowance
Yeah.
3,000 every. I think 2 or 3 years you can buy one-time computer." Okay, but some years back, the government decided. I remember Najib is the one. Okay, no politics. I remember at certain times they combine the thing into make it a lifestyle deduction. But this lifestyle compared to the books and computers, right? It's much more wider. Okay. For
Okay.
purchase, right, you can like for a limit of 2005, you can do all this and get the deductions. Number one, you can purchase books, magazine, printed material, or even publications for yourself, your wife, your children, even your as long you got receipt, you claim lah. Okay,
Oh,
that's one. Okay,
janji
then
ada, janji ada.
as long got receipt, yes. Okay.
Okay.
Second, it's computer, tablets, or handphone. So government encourage you lah, change handphone every year lah, since you got deduction. Okay. And then another thing that I'm quite happy that they put it in is actually sport equipment. To the greatest surprise, a lot of people actually don't know. Last time I used to, even now, I used to join fitness. I goes to Fitness First. Ever
Okay.
since they changed this, right? Fitness First every month send me invoice. Why? Gym membership also you can claim for deduction, but it's a limit of 2005. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, that means this is a whole limit of 2005. You can choose from where you derive this 2005. So for
Yes,
example, fitness 150 a month, it'll be 1,008 a year. So meaning the 2005 minus 1,008, that is the balance of buying books and computers and handphones
yes,
and everything.
yes,
Clear, clear, clear. Internet subscription as well, right?
yes. You're right. Internet subscription. Last point.
Okay, last one.
Wow, Clement, well done.
Yeah.
You did a lot of research.
Yes, of course. I have to read up also because I'm with an expert now, so I have to at least know a little bit,
Oh.
right? Okay. Another question, I think it's a lot of people may want to ask if they're not sure about breastfeeding equipment. Can the spouse, like, can the husband claim? You know, because he buys something, he buys the breast pump for the wife. Can he put it in?
Okay. This breastfeeding equipment, right? It's very tricky. A lot of people got it wrong.
Okay.
Okay, a lot of people get it wrong is because like yourself, husband buying for your wife. So
Alright.
usually the laws actually stated it clearly. It has to a woman taxpayer, i.e. your wife is the one who is claiming it. Okay,
Okay.
that's one. There's two, it's a limit, it's 1,000. And then it also says every 2 years you need to buy, every 2 years you buy for a child under 2 years old. So there's a lot of restriction.
So that what is that part where that means only female can file it in their
Female can claim for this deduction.
only female.
Yes. Another point, Clement, that this I need to highlight. If a female files a joint assessment with the husband, that this claiming this deduction is prohibited. So a lot of people just say, yeah, my wife park under me. So
Okay.
if they park under you and the husband is the main taxpayer,
Mm-hmm.
so you cannot claim this. But vice versa, if the wife is filing the return on behalf of the family, that means the husband become the so-called the dependent,
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
you can claim this. So
Oh,
the main taxpayer has to be a female. And of course, the things apply like every 2 years and 2 years old children.
so meaning if this year, okay, my wife gives birth, all right.
Mm,
So now she claims for this breastfeeding equipment, and
yep.
next year we really have another child, then we
Mm,
cannot claim next year.
yes, you got to wait for another year.
I have to wait for the third year
Yes,
to claim for my second child, which is on the
yes,
second.
yes,
Okay, it's every 2 years once you can claim for it.
yep, correct.
Under 2 years old.
Yes, under 2 years old.
Okay, but then what about housewife? Because like for a housewife, for example, they don't pay taxes, but they still
Mm,
need the equipment.
yep.
Because I remember you mentioned women taxpayer, right? So meaning if it's a housewife and don't pay taxes, basically or generally, this is out of the picture, like the breastfeeding
Yeah,
equipment can't claim
yeah,
for
it's
it.
burn. The deduction is burn.
Oh, all right, okay, okay, okay.
Mm,
So it's not applicable for housewife, only taxpayers, meaning female who are working.
female. Yes, you file your own tax. Basically, you are we call principal card holder, okay? So you are the principal taxpayer. Supplementary or cannot.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Yes, thanks for clearing the air on this. Okay, and then there's this also on serious disease, right? What illness encompass serious disease that my medical expenses I can claim for?
Okay. Serious illnesses, right?
Mm.
I think there's no other expert than yourself, lah, Clement. The rule of thumb
Okay.
is as long you look at your critical 36 illnesses, right? If you got any one of them, right, it's considered
Mm.
critical illness. Like it's
So
considered serious diseases.
yeah, so but it's 39 now, lah. Like yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's up to 39 critical illness already. Yeah, they've made
cool.
some changes. They've added some things into it, right?
Mm.
So, but you said by the rule of thumb lah. So, whether or not LHDN have updated from 36 to 39, that one we still have to check with the
But I wish
LHDN.
they get a very wide guideline. So they
Mm.
just put in AIDS, Parkinson, cancer, renal failure, leukemia, and blah blah blah. They give a very compared to the insurance, the fine print is much more wider scope.
All
But
right.
usually we advise client rule of thumb is what? Critical illness 39, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Rule of thumb is critical illness lah, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for us for people who have submitted their taxes, all right, and LHDN said, I think I want to audit this fella, or I want
Mm.
to investigate this person. So do we get an extension of time also if we are required to submit additional documents because we
Okay.
are being audited or because we are being investigated?
Okay. For that, very kind of them. That they are given 30 days lah. So after the MCO, so-called, we are allowed to go back unofficially. I think some of us might have start work on the 4th of May after
Yes.
our Prime Minister announced that under certain conditions you're allowed to operate. So for those people that supposed to revert back to LHDN during this MCO period, they are given an extension of time to actually revert to the LHDN by the 31st May, which is
Mm,
end of.
end of this month.
Yep.
Do you think there will be an extension on this?
Yes.
Oh,
I
like,
I mean yes or no, but I don't because this has been extended a few times. If you look at the LHDN's extension schedule, we can see that I think there's 2 or 3 revisions already since
mm.
MCO. I think another month. I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
Right. So, what are the items that people will miss out? What do you think? Some of the items that people will miss out, like PRS, for example, is people well versed, or what are the other items you think people may miss out?
Actually, sometimes when we file tax, when we actually look at the tax return submit, like usually some of the items are usually miss out are actually PRS, which is
Yep.
there's a limitation of 3,000. So another one is actually a medical insurance claim that is 3,000, because a lot of people they don't buy enough to actually fully utilize the medical part. And maybe the third one could be, now there's another pitfall that we just highlighted. Your life insurance now is actually limited to 3,000. If you don't have enough, top it up. Because easily last time when EPF and life insurance, they're combined, so people don't particularly pay attention, because EPF 6,000 is easily reached. But now there's a cap on the EPF you can claim. So better start to look through your policies, whether are they are they more than 3,000 or less. If not enough, you know where to go, right? Kingdoms Group.
If not enough, do more. If enough, let us do a review with you.
Okay. Another thing that people usually miss it out is actually Scheme Simpanan Pendidikan Nasional, SSPN. Actually, there's a lot of people miss it out, including myself. Because you can actually purchase it for actually up to a limit of 8,000.
A limit of up to 8,000.
Okay,
so this 8,000 is in totality, or is husband 8,000, wife 8,000, first child 8,000, second child 8,000?
There is a limit, so it doesn't matter how many child you have. It's a limit of 8,000. You can buy 10, if you have 10 child, Clement, you can buy 10. So it's 80,000, but you're still entitled for 8,000 limit. But I need to highlight, a lot of people make this mistake as well, whereby they actually claim, right, they only calculate how much they deposit. So if they were withdrawal during the year, right, you need to take into consideration withdrawal as well, because it's net deposit amount. So for example, you put in 3K, you withdraw 2K. So ultimately, you are only allowed to claim 1K of deduction.
So this 8,000 limit it will be provided every year. You put in 8,000, you can claim full. But if I 8,000 and I withdraw 6, the balance will be 2,000.
Yes.
Okay, that is very, very good. So I think these are some of the questions that we want to go through during the coffee talk session. So let's just see if there's any questions from the floor, from our audience. Right? Any questions? So is there anything that you want to add to what you have shared? You know what? I mean, anything at the back of your mind, at the back of your head?
At the back of my mind is okay. I always tell my clients that avoid doing your tax return last minute. That's one. Okay, that's one. Tips lah, because this year basically everyone got another a month and a half to actually file in your Form BE. So try not to do it last minute. That's one. Second is actually always keep a good care of your supporting documents. We've went through a few things like Clement that we share. It's about donation receipts, about the lifestyle that you do. Because now sometimes the receipt that the shop give us, I think it will just be faded in about a year. So always have a good practice. If you keep it do it and then just scan it or take a picture and drop it somewhere, either like Google Drive, or if you have a Dropbox, or even if you have Apple account, you can actually sync the picture, just put it in supporting for tax, and you can go by YA.
Yep.
So these are the two things that I think will be helpful for those that are preparing to submit their tax return.
All right, that's great. So I think since timing is of the essence also, so all further PMs, I mean all further questions, please PM us, email us, PM us, and we will get Yoon Huat to give his expert advice. All right? So I think our session has the questions has ended. You know what? So thanks a
Okay.
lot for joining us. Really
Okay.
appreciate
Thank you.
your time. So
Thank you.
yeah, so the extra questions we will deliver to you
Sure.
in the
Sure.
box,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Yoon
Okay.
Huat.
Thank you.
See you soon. Right? So there you have it. There you have it. Income tax, taxation 101. I really hope that each and every one of you, I mean, enjoyed the session, because this is like a refresher course, right? Income tax, we've done it last year, we're doing it this year. Okay, then let me just refresh everyone. All right, for employers, right, income tax, the due date for filing is 31st March 2021. For individuals, partnerships, associations, right, is 30th June 2021. Okay, but of course you are given a grace period of 30 days. I mean, I'm just mentioning some of the general ones, right? Of course, if you have any other questions, please PM us and we will reply to you personally, or we can actually get our income tax expert, LHDN expert. I mean, because Yoon Huat has been in this business for many years, right? And he's really good at what he do. So we can actually try to arrange a free session as well, you know. So I really hope that this rerun benefited each and every one of us, because you know, whether we like it or not, we have to pay income tax. I mean, there's no running away from it anyway, right? And and when we start paying all these kind of things, is easier also, because sometimes there's certain people, of course, you can see that, if they cannot get a loan, for example, because they have not been paying their taxes, or on time, or they have not been doing their taxes at all. That's why fresh grads, especially, when you make a certain amount of money, when you breach the income tax bracket for paying taxes, please, I urge everyone to pay your income taxes, and just get all your finances sorted in order. And like I would advise, if anyone here watching, you are not so sure about how and what to do it, please, PM us, and we will get one of our life planners to come and see you as well, to sit down with you and go through with you how should we go about doing this, how do we maximize the insurance bracket, and what is the EPF bracket, and how do we maximize, like just now we were talking also, Yun Huat did mention also about the breastfeeding equipment, and then the children. So we will get our professional life planners to come and speak to you, to how to maximize everything, as well as, now there is also PRS. So there are so many things for us to talk about, to really go in depth, to see whether how, and we want to go about it, how do we want to do it, right? So I really hope everybody enjoyed our taxation 101 rerun. And I believe, this session is beneficial, and will be beneficial, and is beneficial to everyone who is present here tonight, because ultimately we still need to pay our taxes. And yeah, getting a good record by paying income taxes is very good for each and every one of us. So as you all know, this is Coffee Talk. We will be doing future informative sessions as well, besides all the vitality sessions that we have done. We have done yoga, we have done um, lifestyle matters. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you all again very soon, which is coming Wednesday next week at 8:30. So thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate for tuning in. And please always remember, do drop us a PM. We will reply you personally on all the questions. And if you need, we will arrange Yoon Huat, our tax expert, to come and see you, or our life planners. They are very well equipped to come and see any one of you all who have any questions, to explain and to help you tighten up your income tax payment. So thank you once again for joining us. My name is Clement Chaw, and I'll see you all very soon again next week. Thank you. Thank you very much. See you all tonight. Bye.